What is going on, everybody? Ben Raven here, holding it down at home. Kyle Meinke's on the ground at MetLife Stadium. But hey, the 3-6 Detroit Lions are taking a 2-game winning streak into their game here against the red hot. Well, I don't want to call them red hot. I'll call them rock solid. The 7-2 New York Giants. You know, it's a team that's really won games by running the ball, protecting the ball, and playing pretty aggressive defense. You know, for those who don't know, the Giants' new defensive coordinator, Wink Martindale, came over from Baltimore in the offseason. And let's just say that the Giants have really adopted that Ravens defense. And that's what the Lions are looking at today. I mean, the guy that stands out in that Giants defense to me is right in the middle. Dexter Lawrence. I mean, it's a 335, 340 pounder that plays 50 plus snaps in 6 or 7 straight weeks. I think he's really good on the pass rush. He's really good against the run. Yeah, that's a tough matchup, especially with Frank Ragnow. He's been battling that toe injury all season, all week, even more. He didn't practice Wednesday. He didn't practice Thursday. Super limited on Friday. He expects to play, and the Lions will need him in that interior offensive line to really hold it down for Dexter Lawrence. But hey, welcome. Ben Raven here. MLive Lions beat, holding it down at home. Just kind of wanted to start doing these game previews, see if you guys are interested in that. So if you got any questions, go ahead. If you don't, I'm just going to talk. I'm good at that. I'm an only child, good at talking to myself. Those of you who have seen these videos know I can rant and rave with the best of them. But the Lions, they're looking for that first 3-game winning streak since 2017. It hasn't been that dark. Apologies there. The Lions looking for their first 3-game winning streak since 2017. Looking for the first back-to-back wins on the road since 2017. You know, I talked to Taylor Decker in the locker room this week, and he really just said it's a lot easier to come to work, you know, when you're winning, obviously. But he also added that he thinks it would be big for these young guys. You know, it's validation that they're headed in the right direction. It's validation that the work they're putting in is that. It's validation, Taylor Decker said. He just says we've been striving to get to that place for years. And nobody knows more than Taylor Decker about that. He's the longest tenured member on this roster. He was there in 2017, and I think it's just him and Jared Davis, who's a practice squad linebacker now, who are left from that team. So a lot of, you know, striving for years to get to that. I mean, absolutely. And this is a chance. I know the Giants are 7-2. I know the Giants protect the ball. I know they play aggressive defense. I know they've got one of the best left tackles in the game in Andrew Thomas. I know Saquon Barkley is just a freak of nature. Different. That's the thing that I picked up through the week of coverage this week. Aaron Glenn, a couple defensive guys called him just different. Saquon's different. He's got power. He's got speed. He'll hit the hole. He'll hit the gap. He'll hit you with zone. He'll get looks outside, and he's got the speed that can just beat you downfield. So, I mean, that's the main challenge this week is stopping Saquon Barkley. He ran 35 times last week for 152 yards and a touchdown in their win against the Texans. Saquon's going to touch that ball 30, 35 times again today. Like, I know that sounds aggressive, but they are going to pound the rock with him. It's going to go through Barkley. And say what you will about Daniel Jones. I've probably said it too, but he's running the ball really well this year. He's run a career high 69 times already, so the Giants are really focusing on running that ball. And I think Jones is 2 or 3 weeks removed from a 107-yard day on the ground, so it's like, you know, you guys have seen it. The Lions have really struggled with mobile quarterbacks this year. They've really had a hard time kind of containing those guys. I mean, even Geno Smith, even Aaron Rodgers had 40-plus yards on the ground against the Lions defense. So there's just something there. They struggle with those zone reads. And the thing that you saw last week, I mean, Fields was the key option there. This week it's the running back, so it's kind of like a swip. I talked to Lee McNeil about that earlier this week. He says it's like the same mentality going into this game, but different because, you know, Fields, he's the quarterback. This week it's Barkley. They know he's going to get it 35 times, so they just know they have to fill their gaps. They got to wrap up. They got to have population of the ball. And the linebackers and safeties, I mean, they got to have patience, and they got to have their eyes up. I mean, Hutchinson coming out of that 2-point stance is going to have the reads on today because Daniel Jones will take off and beat you. He's not Justin Fields. He's not Lamar Jackson, but he does have ability to beat you. I mean, he's run 69 times this year. That's oh shoot, I had a good stat here. Daniel Jones has run 59 or 69 times this year. Yeah, DeAndre Swift has only run 40 times this year. I know he's been hurt and banged up, but they run the ball. They run the ball by any means necessary with those two guys, because I think Matt Breida, their backup running back, is the third most used guy, and he only has like 24 carries. So it's going to be Jones. It's going to be Barkley. And for those looking to see Kenny Golladay make his return against the Lions, he is questionable with a hamstring injury. We'll know if he's playing in about 10 minutes or so. But even if Galladay's active, which seems highly, highly unlikely, I mean, I don't think you'll see him today. Kenny Golladay, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to what's been going on with him at all, but it's been hamstring injuries. It's just been drop passes. It's been ugly. In his 2 seasons away from Detroit, Kenny Golladay does not have a touchdown. He has 2 catches on 8 targets for 22 yards this year. He had an ugly, I checked in on the Giants game tape from last week. He had an ugly drop across the middle. He got benched. I mean, he got benched for a 2026 round pick. I think Isaiah Hodgins is the kid's name, but Golladay failed to catch any of his 2 targets last week. He didn't play the 4 previous week. He failed to catch his lone target in week 4. He failed to catch any of his 3 targets in week 3. He didn't see a target in week 2, and he caught both of his passes on the season in week 1. So it has been quite the fall for Kenny Golladay. So apologies for those looking to see him back in action. Even if he plays, I wouldn't expect too much. But what else do we got to do here? Let's see here. Oh, yeah, on the offensive side of the ball, DJ Chark coming back, it sounds like. Activated off injured reserve, that is big time. That is big time. That distracts from Amon-Ra St. Brown. That lets St. Brown work more out of the slot more. That gets him more reps available out of the backfield if they want to get weird with it. So that'll be nice to have their X guy back. And DJ Chark, he'll stretch the field to go across the middle, beat you after the catch. And mainly, the most important thing he's going to do is create breathing room and opportunities for Amon-Ra St. Brown. So that's very good for the Lions and their offense. Josh Reynolds will not play in this game. He was downgraded to out, so they don't have their full chest of toys back, but Chark back, St. Brown's back. They made a conscious effort to get St. Brown involved early and often last week. I fully expect the same. I mean, he was a killer in Chicago last week, and that kind of got buried with the stud defensive performance. I mean, St. Brown, 10 of 11 catches. I think he had 118. 8 of his 10 catches moved the chains. Added 1 carry for 2 yards. I know that doesn't sound sexy, but it moved the chains on a 3rd and short. I mean, the guy just, when they run their offense through him, it looks better. And with DJ Chark in the fold, it just makes his life a little easier. And your guess on DeAndre Swift is as good as mine because I felt like I've had a good read on him for a couple of weeks and I've been off. So I would expect more of the same from DeAndre Swift with that said, probably 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 snaps, probably still getting 10, 11, 12 looks. So for those fantasy guys wondering if they should play DeAndre Swift, yeah, just because he can do more with 10 touches than most in the league can do with 10 touches. But I think it'll be a Jamal Williams day. That's the one thing that this Giants defense really as a whole, they allow the most yards per carry in the league. Expect Jamal Williams, expect Justin Jackson, expect Amon-Ra St. Brown, and expect some DeAndre Swift out of the backfield today. The Lions, I'm not saying they'll go crazy conservative, but they're going to pound the rock today. They're going to try and pound the rock. They're going to try and run it away from Lawrence, run off those tackles, run off Taylor Decker, run off Penei Sewell, get some of that pre-snap motion going, get that deception going. Ben Johnson really showed some creativity in the rushing attack last week. That needs to be here this week. This is going to be an ugly game. I'll even give you all a prediction. If we're going to do these game previews, I'm going to give you a prediction. I will take the Detroit Lions to win their 3rd straight game in a row, first time since 2017. I think they win an ugly one, 17-13 on the road. The weather report sounds like it's like mid-30s over there in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Wind chills in the 20s, and that wind's blowing at about 20 miles an hour. The Lions are going to run the ball. They're going to run the ball. They're going to protect the ball. It's going to be an ugly, low-scoring, Northwestern, Nebraska-type pound-em-out game. But I do think the Lions win heading into Thanksgiving. Just a reminder, the Lions play in 4 days. It's going to be a long week for sure. We'll be back at Ford Field on Thursday against the Buffalo Bills, who are the home team at Ford Field today. If you want to get an early look at the juggernaut that is coming to town or staying in town until Thursday, it sounds like. But this has been Ben Raven. Everything you need for the day at mlive.com/Lions. I'm on Twitter at Benjamin S. Raven. Kyle Meinke's in East Rutherford. He'll have that stuff. We got inactives coming in 7 minutes. My live updates post will be rolling from now until the final whistle. And I'll see you after the game for a post-game video too. My puppy was quiet. That's a mission accomplished. That's how we do these videos moving forward. But Ben Raven signing off. Thank you guys. Bring some questions after the game. I'll play you the new music I found and get out of here.